Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything. But today, it's going to be a little more special. Why? Hang in there. By the way, guys, if this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Katrina. I'm coming to you live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm a mom of three boys, and I love what I do. I help ambitious working moms make life changing money online. And this Ask Me Anything is also your opportunity to connect with me, ask me questions. Here we get to talk about life, business, everything in between. How it works is you can ask your questions in the comment section down below, or you can also DM me if you're feeling a little shy or if you want to be like really private, that's okay. And also, this is part of my 90-day Go Live journey where you guys are able to join me every day as I share, insights on growing a business, self improvement. We're all about that, navigating the beautiful challenges of motherhood and everything in between. And today I'm so happy. This is very impromptu. We were just chatting as I thought of, okay, why not? Let's do a go live because it's been a while since I did this exclusive go live interview series. And also I thought of maybe you guys are tired of seeing just my face here. So let's put a little more spark, a little more excitement. So we were just talking earlier, and I thought, you know what, let's go do a go live, share some fun with our audience. And I'm so grateful to be sharing the stage with one of my powerful power mentor and coach. I'm calling you a coach right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. There you go, Obia Winnie, all the way from the UK. It's now 8:50 there, right, Winnie?
Yes,
Yes.
it's 8:50.
At 8:50 p.m. Do you want to say hello to them?
And hello everyone. Yes, it's 8:50. My name is Obia Winnie, and I'm a mom of two, as she says, and I live in London.
There you go. I'm playing with our screen here. Let's see. Like this one, they can see our smiles bigger. And as you can see here on my title, Obia is a mom of two, went from brick and mortar. So, yes, she is already a business owner prior to seeing the online opportunity
Yeah.
to thriving online. There you have it. And we'll be knowing more a bit of that, like what made her transition, what was her why doing this business, and we can if she can give like a snippet of how her day looks like. And also she has a background in IT, but
Yeah.
don't get scared, you don't need a background in IT to do this business. So we'll know a perspective from her, like how are things coming together and what's the future looking like. All right, so Winnie, my first question, she doesn't even know what my questions would be. Let's just
So,
have fun with it. And by the way, um Winnie, we have been doing the business for a few years now, but we first met just recently in
yes.
our Mexico business leadership retreat, which was in October, so just
Mm.
last month. So but when we thought, this is my feeling, Winnie, like when we saw each other, it felt like we're just meeting again, like it felt like we've already met.
Yes, absolutely. It was amazing. The
Yeah, we've
best
met
feeling
so
ever.
many times already in Zoom, so we'll hear more from her. But before that, I just want to say hello to our viewers here. Hi, Genevieve from Chicago. Hello. Yes, please. I always say this, but I forget. Please tell us where you guys are tuning in from, live or replay, so we know how global we are. Hi, Connie. Washington. Oh, there you go. There's someone here from the UK. There you go. Thank you, Connie, for tuning in as well. There you have it. So, my first question for you, Winnie, is yeah, just tell them a little more about yourself. Like I mentioned that you are a mom of two. You can
Mm.
also say, if you want to share like how young or your kids are.
Yeah.
And was it a hard? Well, your tell them a bit about your brick and mortar business first, and what made you decide to, okay, let me check this opportunity.
Yes. So, for those of you watching, my name is Obia Winnie. I'm a mom of two. Worked in the IT industry now for over 20 years, and in those 20 years, I've actually been I do very well actually. But then I thought it was also good if I started something on the side. That's how I started my fashion brand, and also an enterprise brand where I help our local women in Nairobi, Kenya, to actually showcase their sustainable skills to earn living. And that's how I actually started. But you know what? I thought starting a brick and mortar business will actually give me the time I needed to actually have the freedom I needed. But you know what? I saw myself working in the IT, very busy IT career, commuting to work very early. Then I saw myself fulfilling all my orders. I saw myself becoming the admin. I became the postman. I became everything. And to be honest, I was so busy. I was so busy and run down. And I thought, this is not really what I really wanted. And
Mm.
then something happened, and I couldn't. I had to pivot. I had to
Mm.
pivot to Amazon FBA, and it was a very bad time for me. And I realized, sometimes in life, something can just happen and you lose everything with a blink of an eye. And I knew that I had to do something for my kids. I needed to be there for my kids. I needed to actually, it was not just about working and working every day. These kids were missing me. I said, Mommy, are you going to be in my sports game? Are you going to come? I have a play date. And there's so many things moms do out there, but I missed out on all of them because I was busy working.
Mm. Yeah. So it's kind of okay. And also your fashion business, like the bags. Oh, thank you so much, by the way. I carefully pack it up for next summer's use.
Oh,
She
yeah,
gifted me with a
the
very intricate handmade bag. So thank you
yes.
for that.
Oh,
And
thank you.
so it was already when we were chatting, like when you were about to start the business, you mentioned about that. It's like, oh my gosh, so you're a business owner, so you
Yes.
pretty much have a fuller grasp,
Oh,
of
yeah.
how things work, in a sense, like business wise. And then your bags are actually on in the internet as well, like online, so you really know
Yeah.
from the start the power of internet, and you also tap like
Yes. Oh,
Amazon
yeah.
FBA, right? But
Absolutely.
yes, you were all over the place, so that is very challenging. Being a mom on its own, we're already wearing too many hats, and you have
Whew.
two kids, your hands are full as well. For
Yes,
sure,
it
right?
was so
So
busy.
and I'm also just curious, like when you saw my ad, when you click on it, like a few years back, what was like how did your faith guide you?
Okay.
Transitioning from the brick and mortar to really diving deep in here, because
Okay.
I for sure you will be talking to a lot of people. Like, okay, do I do this? Do I not do this? How do I pray about this? Like, God, is this your will? So
Yeah.
talk to us about that.
So when I started the two businesses, everything was all right, but I was so run down, as I said. But then it got to a point where I started asking myself, "Nah, this is not really what I signed up for," because I had to do many things at the same time. So I was actually watching my church service online when I your ad popped up. And
Mhm.
one thing that really caught my attention is when you talked about working also in finance, you're also in the media. I'm like, oh, she's a hardworking mom like me. And she's also going through the same struggle I'm going through. She's looking for something to do on the side that will give her the opportunity to actually spend time with her kids. And I'm like, okay, this is sounding good. And I listened, and it just sold it for me. And I knew, you know how
Was that
you
on
know,
YouTube?
sorry,
Was that on YouTube?
I think you're on YouTube.
Okay.
You're on YouTube. You're too, because yeah, we our church service. And to be honest with you, if you remember that time when I signed up, I there was a bit of a gap, I was praying, said, God,
Mm.
if this is a scam and if this is not right, Holy Spirit, you've been talking to me for ministry. Talk to me about this business. And I prayed, and I went to a service. Someone invited me to their church, and the pastor says, "There's someone here." I don't think I've told this story before. There's someone
No.
here. There's someone here that has been asking God whether to start a business or not. If you're here, I want you to come out. I'm like,
Oh
Emma,
my gosh, I'm having goosebumps.
and my sister said, "Hey, aren't you about to start a business?" I said,
Oh
"But
my
I've started the
god.
business." She said, "No, the digital one. You better go." I'm like, "No, I don't like giving those kind of testimonies." She said, "I'm gonna push you out," and she made me go out. And the person said,
Oh.
"Is that you?" And she said, "Are you sure you want to start a business?" I said, "Yeah." I've been praying about it, but I've been having double mind. She said, "God said, if you're here and you're having double, you should go with it, and He's gonna guide you and open doors." I'm like, "That's it, that's
Mm.
it." And I came back. I pinged Katrina. "I'm ready." She said, "Are you sure?" I said,
Oh.
"Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to the next stage," because then I just paid the 149, the admin fee. And I watched all your videos. I'm like, "Gosh, where have this business been?" I was like, "This is it." And
Alexa, stop. Sorry about that.
and with the confirmation of the Holy Spirit, come on, what else? I'm
Mm.
like, I'm going all in. So I came, I
Wow.
went, and that's it. And I'm
Yes.
here.
Oh my God, I'm hearing that story for the first time as you guys watching this. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you know what? Yeah, I'm having goosebumps right now, Winnie.
Yeah,
And that reminded me also. I remember something to that. I don't remember exactly if I was already in the business. I think I was. I'm already in, and it's more of like I'm just starting out, and I was also in like in the church service on a Sunday, and we usually sit up in front, and the kids are still like in the children's services. And I was like, Lord, help me. Yeah, like if along the lines of help me make this business work. Like,
that's
I
it.
rarely like those prayer cards, I rarely write on those because I was like, I'll just straight say it to you, Lord.
Absolutely, yes.
For the first time, I pick up the prayer card and I was crying. Like my husband is beside me, but I'm trying to hide it. So I was just writing there, like, Lord, bless this business because I know it's not just me being who will be blessed, but more families. I wasn't even thinking hundreds or thousands. But that was that, and I remember like you sharing that story. But that was really powerful. Thank you
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
for sharing that.
To
And
be
also,
honest, it's not. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not
sorry.
about the money, as you said. I've grown in this business. Like meeting you in Mexico for the first time is like we've been like friends for like ages, and like the whole community. There's a warmth that the whole community had. That even if you're lonely in the business, in the brick and mortar business, you're lonely, especially if you're a new entrepreneur. And with this, our community, oh my God, I'm like, we are like family. You
Mm,
can actually, if you're not available, I can actually ping another coach. I'm like, coach, and you just be able to get your questions answered within our community. And I really love that. As a
yeah,
mom, it's really difficult for us sometimes when we juggle so many things and just you want a question answered and it gets answered like that. It's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
And it's a growing path that I had to follow, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
I want
thank
to
you.
touch on that when you said you're welcome. Thank you for sharing that. I want to touch on that when you say, entrepreneurship can be lonely, especially at the beginning. We're not going to sugarcoat things. Uh,
No,
I personally, well, Winnie has an edge here because we can say somehow in a sense that she has a background and that really helped, like with a strong mindset already, right? But time and time again, we're always saying you don't need a background here, like a prior
yeah,
experience when it comes to social media or business. I didn't have any of those. As long as you're willing to learn and you work on your mindset, you don't even need like a strong mindset to start with. You can
ah,
work on it, right?
yes,
We also have seasons or times in our business that
that's
sometimes we
it.
question our decisions. right? Like,
Absolutely.
did I put that post correctly, or did I click the correct button? Things like that,
Delete,
right? But
delete, delete.
yeah, exactly. So we
Oh
learn
gosh.
along as well. And yeah, just going back there, that when you touch about like sometimes it can feel lonely at the beginning, especially if you start like questioning your capabilities, right?
Yeah,
But yes, we are our own business owners, but we're not doing this alone. Like,
yeah,
we have a community of support, we have mentors and coaches. They can be like Winnie and I, like she's in the UK, I'm here in Canada. And it's
yeah.
amazing the power of social media, how we're able to connect. We wouldn't be able to meet
No.
if not for social media and with the training platform that we have, right? So that was a powerful, sharing, Winnie. Thank you for that. And also, when it comes to being a busy mom of two, because I know there are tons of moms watching this right now and also watching this on a replay and following me, following you as well on your social media pages. We are sometimes the mental load, that's the mental tabs that are open in our brain are just too much. Sometimes we're here but we're thinking about like what's for dinner, what's for breakfast,
That's it.
what do we do, like this things, and on top of so many other things. um how do you run your business
Ooh,
on a
that's a good
give us
question.
like a glimpse, like how do you stay sane
Okay.
every
Before
day
I
running your
touch,
business and being a mom as well?
yeah,
If
before
you
I
can
touch
share
on that,
please, yeah.
I just wanted to get something out of the way. To be honest, being in the IT, when I saw the kind of training we had, I knew
Mm,
I knew nothing in actually, I knew absolutely zero nothing in marketing, because this was a different level of marketing where they show you the nitty gritty of it. The ones we're doing on social media is just there, but you, I just left every experience I had and just started with a brand new mindset, and that's how I've been able to scale. In your question, my day, my day as a mom and as a business owner. Okay, it kind of sometimes it varies, but I start off with prayers every morning. I start with my prayer, my meditation. I set my day, pray with the kids, and then we're off a rush. Who is in the shower? Who is in the now? We get that out of the way. School runs, and then I start my normal 9 to 5 because I work. I love my job actually. I work, I go about my 9 to 5. And one thing I've learned in this business is time management, because I realize if you set things the way they should be, sometimes you might not actually follow them through. But
mhm,
if you just follow them according to the way, like sometimes your kid might be sick and is not in the routine, then you need to adjust, learn how to adjust. That's what I've actually been able to do this seamlessly. And because the business is not that difficult, it's something you can do with your spare time. I have managed to actually, I've gotten rid of some of the habits I had. Like I used to, when the kids, you know how you put like Disney kids, and you well, your kids are in school and you're still watching Disney. I don't know whether as a mom you resonate with that. I used to do that, and sometimes I'm like, why am I still watching Disney? My kids are 3 hours into school and I'm still watching Disney channel. So I've managed to be able, okay, switch off TV, concentrate on my work. After
mhm,
work, don't go back to TV, because to be honest, I don't really need TV. And because the news is also every 20 minutes. After
mm.
20 minutes, it's
They just
okay.
repeat it, yeah.
Exactly. Just turn it off and manage your time after work. And that's how I've actually been doing it. And instead of just leaving my TV on with the kids' channel on, I switch it off and focus on my work. Because apart from building your business, what I need to do, my IT career is very demanding. So I need to be on top of what I do at work. So once I get that out of the way, now I focus on my business. I give it maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, depending on what it is. And
Mm,
I like reading every day before bed. I and my kids, we have a 30 minutes reading time. And that allows me to catch up on the books that we share in our community. Like now we're doing The Secret.
Mhm.
And I hope, and it has been, it's one of those books that I really go back to. So these are the little things I do. And as you do it every day, you start to adjust your
Mm.
time and you begin to realize, actually, I do have time for two
Yes.
hours here. I do have 1 hour here. So, and that's how you work. So it's not like a regime where you have to do everything. You just manage your time well, and you see with time management is
Yeah.
so possible and very easy.
Yeah, I love that. You're being proactive with your time. You're
Yeah,
telling your time where to go rather than where did the time go, right? You're managing not just your
that's
time, but
it.
also your energy. That's funny. Like while you're still watching the Disney and your kids are 3 hours in school.
Did it happen to you yesterday when we were moms?
I'm
We're like,
really not a TV person, but now my mom-in-law is here, but she's watching something and she already fell asleep, and I was still like on the TV.
exactly.
And we're watching like cooking shows, like travel blogs, things
That's
like that. I was like,
That's
oh
it.
my god, that looks so good, right? And those are powerful stuff. Like first is start with prayer and meditation. It really sets the stage, right? Every day is a new clean slate. And two is replacing habits.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you're realizing it's like kind of you're auditing your time as well. For people saying, oh, I don't have the time, well, you just spent like 3 hours watching Disney.
That's right. That's right.
Good is also, I think, because you're working from home with your
Yeah.
regular job, you're still employed, and that's why I want to mention that, because there are a lot of moms watching this, wanting to start the business, but a part of them are scared.
Mm.
Part of them is scared. Oh, I don't have time. I have my 9 to 5. Right? If
Uh,
you love your 9 to 5, like Winnie here, that's no problem. That's awesome. But
yeah.
who doesn't like more time and freedom, and of course extra cash at the end of the
Yeah.
month, right?
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and also, yeah, you mentioned time and energy management, and also reading books with your two and with your kids at night. That's kind of to cap off the day. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's really the little things. And when you say, I read this also from a book, and it says, for you to develop a new habit, you have to give up something up, and that's
That's
what
right.
you did.
Mm.
Okay, if I'm watching Netflix for 2 hours every day, maybe I can just do 1 hour. You don't need to do cold turkey.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want, then go for it, right? But if you can just cut it off and have like 1 hour, then devote it to doing your training side, go for it. And
Yeah.
but we can totally feel you when you say, oh my gosh, Coach K, Coach Katrina, it's just really hard for me to find time to do this, or to jump in here, or do the training. I have so many, we are all busy, and we get that.
Doable.
It can
Yeah.
get overwhelming just with the things happening at home, business aside. Things can get
Yeah.
and people are undergoing different seasons in their lives, sometimes like loss in the family, unfortunately, or transitioning into a new chapter in their lives. It can
Yeah.
be difficult, right? But if not now, when? Right? if you
Exactly.
if you've been wondering how you can change your life for the better in terms of finances,
Yeah.
time, freedom for the family, right? So those are really powerful. We can go on and on, especially with
I
the
know. I asked
management.
myself
I
that
love
question.
the productivity. We all love that, right? And this one, what's the biggest like, it's good that you mentioned that you have background with IT. That's why how you appreciate more the training that we have, right? So what's the biggest surprise also that you've discovered about our online business that you did not expect?
Oh, there's quite a few. Well, should I just pick one? Is it surprise about myself or about the online business?
Well, it could be both, like with what
Wow.
you have done, and also in the online business.
Okay. Two things. One thing about myself, one thing about the online. One thing I found out about the online business is like actually we travel. So many people love traveling. And if you have a passion to travel, it's something you can actually fit into your schedule. And then I also found out that actually with the kind of training you're getting, the amount of self-education you're getting can actually propel you to a different kind of level for you to actually know and be yourself, and be the best version of yourself. So it actually helped me to realize that actually I love helping people, regardless of whether they're my immediate downline or they're cross lines, as we call it. I love helping people, and helping people, I'm not helping them because there's going to be a benefit. I help them because of that kind of servant leadership, kind of. And I really, maybe it's from people say, oh, yeah, but because you're already in ministry. But no, I think it was my nature. I like helping, and I do that with my siblings at home. So it's like I'm seeing myself doing it now in the business, and I see the joy when you help people. Is really something that is more like a godly compassion thing that really resonates with many people. And I'm growing. I'm growing, and I'm also finding out my love to reading is really growing, and I'm working on it. And
Mhm.
many things I'm also working on, which is awesome.
Yeah. I love that
Yeah,
you found like another avenue to minister,
yeah,
right? Apart outside of the church, this is how you also serve by helping others, because there are really just two what do you call this, two laws in the commandment: love God, love others.
that's
It's all,
right.
it all revolves under those two laws, right? So that's amazing. And also you mentioned about, you know you're very huge with your faith as well. Alexa, light up top. That was my alarm to pick up my son. This
Oh,
is
okay.
not real life. But yeah, so like, what has, of course, with any, this is the second to the last question, with uh I know for a fact that you are, your faith in God is really huge.
Oh, yeah.
What, and entrepreneurship doesn't come without any challenges, right? How has faith, you know what role has faith played in overcoming, challenges in the
Oh,
businesses? And if you can give like maybe two challenges, so people are like, we want to give you the real picture, the bigger picture. It's not just, of course, the income and all, right? So
okay.
yeah.
Number one challenge I had when I started this business is I started asking, how am I gonna tally, how am I gonna do, like continue my faith, because I'm really huge in ministry and the business. How am I going to actually put them on par to be on one on each other so that I can carry them around? Because one thing, I don't know whether you remember when I asked you, I'm actually, I love preaching. Can I do that online? And you said, oh yeah, Winnie. And remember on your ad, you talked about ministry. So
Mhm.
that's what really attracted me. I'm like, okay. So she's in ministry. I'm in ministry. So actually, I love this. And I'm a mom. She's a mom. She's worked in IT. That's the work. So I like, okay, how am I going to bring what I do and not pretend online? And I said, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. So every Sunday I preach. Everyone, I preach the word. And I try to tell people it's okay to be ministry and own a business. God
Exactly.
blessed so many people in the Old Testament and lifted them up and promised them the promised land. So many. And say, you're going to, like Abraham, when he said, you're going to be fruitful, you're going to be abundant. And you know what? So we just need to know the word of God and see how we can apply it in the business. So your question, the foundation of my business, like I told you, the testimony was I had to pray first before getting the go ahead to start this business. And once I got the go ahead, everything I do stems from that foundation, which is the word of God. And everything I do, I pray about it and make sure that it's in alignment with what I do. So when people are talking about scam, when people are talking about, is this legit? I said, sis, look at me. And many people know that I'm in ministry in church. So they know me offline and they see me online preaching as well. So there's nothing to hide about. Yes, if you're a preacher, you can actually be in this business. If you're a mom, you can be in this. If you're in the IT and you commute, I used to commute, you can also be in this business. So it's just not telling that lie. You know what? Get rid of that excuse and just test it and see how it goes for you. So,
Yeah.
yes, church ministry should be the foundation of everything you do when you're starting this business, especially if you're a Christian, and you'll see how God will propel you to the next level. He has
Amen.
done it
I
for
love
me.
that.
And
Yeah.
I'm watching you. My coach is spirit filled as well. And when she said, "Oh, Winnie, I'm busy. Actually, I'm doing my worship," I respect that because you put God first. And I'm like, I love this coach. Amazing.
Yeah. And what I'm getting from that is the authenticity, right?
Yeah.
Because some people are also like have that, like also our mentors and coaches, Dave and Roxanne, they've been doing a lot of businesses on the side before this, and it's always a struggle for them. How do we mix our faith and the business? We might turn off some people, but at the same time we might attract, there's
Yeah.
that struggle with them at first, but then when they realize, like, you know what, why would we pretend to be somebody who we are not? Like, let's be real. This is us, this is our faith, this is our business, and we're using this as a vessel to help not just our families but other people as well. And then that's why we all came together,
Exactly.
we got connected because of that faith, powerful faith as well, right? And it's amazing. I also,
Awesome.
because I also pray, like, Lord, show me something, and this is it. Like, okay, is this that business? Is it that something that I
Yes.
was praying for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have also resonated with that. Look at this. I'll just show
Exactly.
before we wrap this up.
Same
Um,
here.
uh, Anne, hello from Germany. Wow, we're global. Genevieve, I'm a brick and mortar business owner as well and a physical therapist. Oh my gosh, look at you, girl. I'm a
Also,
digital business owner and a coach as well. Nothing beats our digital business. Yeah, I think that's the power of having like different careers and
oh
also
yes, yeah,
backgrounds also in the
yeah.
business. Is it gives you a more appreciation and a different perspective also in a good way in the business. Melbani, hello from England. Christina from Northern Ontario. Thanks for always tuning here, Christina. Melissa, oh, there. Terrible
The
story. Yeah.
pasta also.
Oh, yeah. Euphemia. Oh, so from, oh, you have so many fans in here.
The
Okay,
London,
okay.
the London.
I can I can resonate with you, like what I just said earlier. I have prayed about this business and I know I will go through it too. Amazing. I love that. And
Amen.
we always talk about, like, what's your why? Of course there are ups and downs and what's your background, ups and downs in the business and what made you jump in here. Let's talk about some a little fun stuff in terms of what was your, if you're
Why?
willing to share the amount, go for it, but you don't need to. Just say the figures. What was your biggest day or month, if you don't mind me asking, just so people
Oh,
can get like an idea, like, oh, okay.
oh, my biggest day. Oh, what will I say? What's that one I got? 2 months. Just for one day.
Yeah, it's up to you. It could be one day or 1 month.
Um,
Whatever you remember right
my
now, because
biggest
I know this. I'm
day.
asking you this like on the spot. Whatever
I
you.
know. My biggest day is the day I got, like, was it 1,007? 1,007 in just one day.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Look at
And
that.
to be honest, I was only asking God for like maybe 500 or, well, like a little a month. But
Hmm.
when I realized that I could get that just in one day, now
Hmm.
think about how much I'll get in a month. It
Yeah.
was mind blowing.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
crazy, right? And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Right? Like, oh my gosh, this is happening, and where has this been all along? Like,
Yeah.
that kind of question also that you asked earlier. Thank you so much, Winnie, for your time. We can go on and on. I have like maybe tons more of questions, but I think we can
Thank
focus
you
on
for
those. And
having me.
I know a lot of people are able to resonate with that. And just a closing message for those of, feeling like torn and
Mhm.
confused, like maybe they've seen this opportunity already, either um, with me or with you or with other mentors and coaches, and they're kind of hesitant to take that next step,
Yeah.
whether to do this or not, or they're scared because this is like, oh, what is this even all about? Attraction marketing, doing earning money online, is this even real? What's your message for them?
Go for it. Just step out in faith, especially if you're spirit filled Christian. Go for it. Remember, the word says take action. Action, faith and action works together. Faith without action is dead. So I'll tell you, just go for it. You also have a 30-day period to just look around our community and see what's all about. And if it doesn't resonate with you, it's still okay. We'll still have you. But just take that step, take that leap of faith, and you won't regret it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why this verse is here, but I think I can pop it in here.
Yeah,
Just in
that's
line with
it.
that. Now, faith.
It's the
I think this is
confidence.
not an accident. There you go. It's still here. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see.
That's right.
Why would you focus on something fearful? It hasn't happened yet. Well, faith is also the same, but on a
That's it.
positive note. So there you have it again. Thank you so much, Winnie, for being here. And I always like to end with this. Recently started this one. This is my favorite verse. It's on my phone. It's also here on my vision board here. Goals in your heart. And I just made it a little rhyme. Goals in your heart, dreams in your soul. With God's help, of course, you'll
Amen.
be able. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much,
Amen.
Winnie. Thank you so much, everybody who
Thank you,
tuned
everyone.
in.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, there you go. Also,
Hey,
Euphemia.
Grace.
Amen. Awesome. God bless
Thank
everybody.
you.
And see you again in another episode of our Go Lives. All right,
Thank
Winnie,
you.
thank you. And thank you so
Thanks.
much,
Thanks, Coach.
everybody. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Bye-bye.